So he says, may Allah have mercy upon him. الثالث ظن ورأى وحسب ودرى وخال وزعم ووجد وعلم القلب والقلب. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be القلبيات. I have a wow there.
No, well, I have al-qalbiyat.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't have
have.
القلبيات.
No, I have wa'alima, and then I have al-qalbiyat. Al-qalbiyat.
Yeah, without a wow.
No.
فتنصيبهما مفعولين. So they said the third group of annullers, يعني نواسخ, consists of the following verbs. يعني they are, the third group is, and so this is not the include. They are the verbs of the heart. أفعال القلوب. ظن, يعني he thought, he supposed, he surmised, he was confident, and it could mean he knew. You can use ظن with the meaning of ilm figuratively, just as you can use ilm with the meaning of ظن figuratively. What's ilm? Ilm is realization of reality, yani, to perceive something as it truly is. That's what ilm is. A perception of something as it truly is. What's ظن? ظن is the preponderance of one of two possibilities. The preponderance of one of two possibilities. There are two possibilities, being, for example, true or false. True is a possibility, false is a possibility. Whichever one of those is preponderant is your dhann. So you basically saying, I think it's true, or I think it's false. So that's dhann. With varying degrees of strength. Yani on a thermometer, if we put it like a thermometer, you can say ignorance is zero. Or let me not start from ignorance. Knowledge is 100%, 100. Then from 99 to 51 is one. Then 50 is shak. Then from 49 to 1 is wahm, skepticism. And 0 is jahl, jahlun basit, mere ignorance. 0 is mere ignorance. And negative 0 is jahlun murakkab, misconception. Because misconception is ignorance. But mere ignorance is not a misconception. Ilm's going to be 100. And 1 is going to be from 99 to 51%. That's 1. Then shak is going to be 50. And from 49 to 1 is wahm. And 0, that's jahl. But there's another kind of jahl. That's going to be then negative 0. That's called jahl murakkab. هكذا. So ilm is perceiving something as it truly is. One is the preponderant possibility of two possibilities. Check is the lack of preponderance of either possibility. And this is not in Aqidah. What we are talking about here is not Aqidah. Because in Aqidah, Shek is broader. Shek will include one in Aqidah. Wahm is the outweighed possibility. That's when you say, it could be, but I don't think so. Skepticism. And Jahl is intifa' al-ilm, the lack of knowledge fundamentally. But that's not a misconception, just not knowing, merely not knowing. When someone is ignorant and does not know his own ignorance, then he has jahlun murakkab, compounded ignorance, which is basically mean misconception. He doesn't know, and he doesn't know that he doesn't know. Or you can put it on a scale, like a balance, I mean, basically the same. Ilm is on one end, jahl is on the other end. Shak is in the middle. On the side going towards ilm is one, on the side going towards jahl is wahm. And really, that's how these scholars portray it, like a balance, tipping. One side's tipping or the other side's tipping. This is for the fuqaha, not for the mutakallimun. That's a great digression we just did with. Taking advantage of the word one here.
MashaAllah.
So they are dhanna wa ra'a. This is ru'yatul qalb, not ru'yatul ayn. All of these are qulubu, af'alul qulub. Wa hasiba. It's a reckon. Hasiba Zaydan Jabanan. He reckoned Zayd a coward. So this English sentence I just said has two objects. He reckoned Zayd a coward. Dara مثل علم. Dara يدري دراية. Diraya is the master. Diraya. Benefit free. علم الحديث. علم الحديث has two branches. علم الدراية and علم الرواية. علم الرواية, that's your fundamental books of hadith, Bukhari, Muslim, etc. The main point of these books is the logging of the hadiths and transmission of the texts and chains of the hadiths. علم الدراية is not that. Rather, it's basically is mustalah. علم الدراية is al-mustalah. Hadith terminology. Okay. Dara. What else? Khala. I don't remember what khala means. We'll see. Za'ama. So za'ama Uh, we'll see. زعم يزعم زعم يزعم زعما وجد وجد يجد. That's a مثال. فعل 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 مثال. Trying to think, is that any إضافة there? فعل مثال. وعلم. So what does he say here in the Arabic? نحو رأيت الله أكبر كل شيء. رأيت, so that's not the رؤية العين. Like رأيت الله أكبر كل شيء. So what's the masdar here for رأى? Is it رأي, رأيا, or رؤية? Here's another benefit for you. Sometimes you have a verb, such as قال. In reality, there's two of them. These are not the same verb, قال, because you have قال يقول, you have قال يقيل, so it's not the same قال. Because one of them is wowie, one of them is ya'i. Similar, you could have in Arabic, ra'a, ru'yatan, or ra'a, ru'ya, or ra'a, ra'yan. Oh, I don't know if it's the same ra'a. Ru'yatan is by the eye. Ru'ya, that's a dream. Ra'yan, that's an opinion. If we want to stop, take a look, we can see. Because what happens sometimes is that some words might have the same meaning originally, but the people use them in different ways. Is ra'i and ru'ya the same originally? Like, for example, you know, kafara, yakfuru, what's the masdar? Kufran or kufranan. Originally, these are the same. But in terms of how the people use them, they use kufr for blasphemy, usually, or mostly. And they use kufran for uh, being ungrateful, ungratefulness. But really, really, they mean the same thing. And also, what's like that? Sorry. Ikhwa and ikhwan. These really, really mean the same thing. But the people use them more for ikhwa to mean the kin, brothers who are kin. And ikhwan, they use it to mean the fellow, the brother who's the fellow, yani the friend. So this ra'a, we talking about ra'a now. And it's not the ru'yat of the ayn we are talking about here, not ru'yatan. But I don't know if this ra'a has the masdar of ru'yatan. Maybe it does. And and I don't know if ru'ya and ra'i originally really mean the same thing, just the people use them differently. Or are they really different? There's ra'a ra'yan and ra'a ru'yatan. I can't resist. I'm grabbing Al Misbah al Munir. So he says, I'm starting somewhere in the middle of the entry here. There's a lot of talk here. وَرَأَيْتُ الشَّيْء رُؤْيَةً. I saw the thing, a sighting. أبصرته بحاسة البصر, meaning I saw it with the sense of vision. وَمِنْهُ الرِّيَاء. This where riya comes from. This is the source, linguistic source of riya. وَهُوَ إِظْهَارُ الْعَمَلِ لِلنَّاسِ لِيَرَوْهُ. It is displaying the activity to the people so that they would see it. وَيَظُنُّ بِهِ خَيْرًا. And then they would think highly or think well of the performer. فَالْعَمَلُ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ نَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْهِ. And so, doing something for other than Allah, we seek refuge with Allah from that. This is in a dictionary here. That's amongst the benefits of these dictionaries of the Muslim scholars. They're not as mechanical and impersonal and emotionless as like how we have our, for example, English dictionaries, like stereo instructions, black and white. He says, وَرُؤْيَةُ الْعَيْنِ مُعَايَنَتُهَا لِلشَّيْء. The ru'yah of the eye is it's determining something. The eye is determining. It's the eye's determination of something or pinpointing it. ويقال رؤية العين يقال رؤية العين ورأي العين. There's the answer. You can say the ru'yah of the ayn, of the eye, the ru'yah of the eye, and the ra'i of the eye. وجمع الرؤية رؤى. The plural of ru'yah is ru'ى. وَرَأَى فِي الْأَمْرِ رَأْيًا. And he saw in an issue, رَأْيًا, a ra'i, an opinion. وَالَّذِي أراه بالبناء للمفعول بمعنى الذي أظن وبالبناء للفاعل بمعنى الذي أذهب إليه. والرأي العقل. And also الرأي is synonymous to the aql, the intellect, or the mind, or the intelligence. And we usually will translate it as opinion. But it has that meaning. You say, for example, someone has strong opinion, who has good ra'i, means he sees things well, is going to be due to his intelligence. What tadbir in management, al-aqlu what tadbir, as if he means them both together. Al-aqlu what tadbir, al-ra'yu wal-ra'yu al-aqlu what tadbir. The ra'i is the mind and the management. ورجل ذو رأي أي بصيرة وحذق وحذق بالأمور. And you would say رجل ذو رأي, يعني a man with an opinion, meaning a man who has insight and he is experienced with matters. وجمع الرأي آراء. the plural of ra'i is ara with the hamza on the end. وَرَأَى فِي مَنَامِهِ رُؤْيَا. And he saw in his dream, he saw in his sleep, رؤيا, a رؤيا, على فعلى, with the pattern of فعلى, غير منصرف, اسم ممنوع من الصرف. And you say, ورأيته رأيته عالما رأيته عالما. I saw him as a scholar. يستعمل بمعنى العلم والظن, with the meaning of knowledge or confidence. This is the one we're talking about right now. Yeah, and this is the one in our chapter, what he just said right now. وَرَأَيْتُهُ عَالِمًا. That's the point of the example. رَأَيْتُهُ عَالِمًا. A fi'l with two maf'uls. يستعمل بمعنى العلم والظن. It is used with the meaning of knowledge or speculation, which is confidence. فيتعدى إلى مفعولين. And therefore it is transitive to two direct objects. But what kind of two direct objects? The kind that were originally a mubtada and a khabar. I'm sure you remember there's two kinds. When you have two maf'uls in a sentence, there's two cases. Sometimes that's because the origin of those two maf'uls was a mubtada and a khabar. Then a specialized verb came and assimilated that entire sentence and rendered both the mubtada and the khabar as maf'uls. And there's another kind of verb that it is intrinsic in its meaning to take two maf'uls without them being a mubtada and a khabar originally. Like a'ta. A'taytu zaydan mala. Here, of course, in the dictionary here, he's talking about these verbs we're talking about now. Without naming that. He's talking about that without saying that's in the chapter of Nahu under the title of Dhanna wa akhawatiha, etc. He has more. We found the answer though to what I was looking for. And more. May Allah have mercy on it. Ameen. It didn't answer all my questions. So what I'm left with after I just read that is, okay, you can say ra'a, yara, ra'yan, wa ru'yatan. Okay, that's answered. The meaning of what he is saying in his dictionary is that the ra'i and the ru'ya fundamentally are the same in meaning, but the people use them, yani they can be used in their own way, each one. But the ru'ya in meaning is something different. It is a different kind of thing, the ru'ya itself. So that's why it makes me curious. Is the verb for ra'a, yara, ru'yatan, ru'ya, sorry. Ra'a, yara, ru'ya. Is this a different ra'a? Because of having completely different source?
Yeah, Ustad.
Yes.
Afwan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, were you finished that?
I was. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. Also, At-Tahawi, he mentioned something in the meten. He mentioned something. Um, he said ورؤية حق لأهل الجنة بغير حاطة ولا كيفية كما نطق به كتاب ربنا وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة وتفسيره على ما أراده الله تعالى وعلمه وكل ما جاء في ذلك من الحديث الصحيح عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فهو كما قال ومعناه على ما أرى ما ومعناه على ما أراد لا ندخل في ذلك متأولين بآرائنا
أولينا. Yeah.
بآرائنا. I'm sorry. Yes, that's correct. So, in this, does this does this contribute to anything here?
Well, when he says وَالرُّؤْيَةُ حَقٌّ, al-ru'ya here, this is a religious terminology.
Okay.
We're going to, if we wanted to transcribe it, we're going to give it a capital R. The ru'ya, seeing God.
Okay.
That's the name of the mas'ala. Ar-ru'ya.
No.
Or it has another name. Al-liqa. Al-liqa is ar-ru'ya. Abu Hanifa mentions, he did sometimes call it al-liqa.
Okay. Subhanallah.
They explained, they said the meaning of calling this mas'ala al-liqa is seeing because since Allah Ta'ala is not in a place, then it cannot have the meaning of encountering or meeting.
Okay.
So they said the only meaning left for it is seeing. So they called it al-liqa, and it means seeing. Okay.
So when he said here ومعناه على ما أراد لا ندخل في ذلك متأولين بآرائنا here, what is
متأولين بآرائنا يعني, so لا, we don't engage in that or get involved in that. لا ندخل فيه متأولين بآرائنا, as interpreters or reinterpreters.
okay.
According to our opinions. Here he's talking about the Mu'tazila.
Okay, no. So this word بآرائنا is what I was thinking about, but
because they are giving preference to their conclusions.
okay.
They prefer their conclusions over the religious documents.
No.
Yeah, because the hadith in this issue and the ayat in this issue, like what At-Tahawi cited, وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة, here إلى ربها ناظرة. So what's correct is ila is harf jar. Rabbiha is ism majrur. ومضاف إليه. The ضمير is the مضاف إليه. إلى ربها ناظرة is I don't know. But here's the issue. Ila rabbiha nazira, seeing their Lord. That's correct meaning. But one might translate it as at their Lord looking. Yeah, looking at their Lord, meaning seeing their Lord. The Mu'tazila don't believe that Allah can be seen. So what they're going to do with the ayah? They're going to say, Ila la la, they're going to say, this is Ila rabbiha nazira. They say, Ila, this Ila here, this is ism. And Rabbi is mudaf ilayhi. They say, Ila here is the plural of is the singular of ala. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. They say like here, آلَاءُ رَبِّكُمَا, this is إِلَى رَبِّهَا. singular. Ha meaning goes back to the faces, to the wujuh. Ila rabbi hadhihi al-wujuh. Nawzira ay muntazira. They said nawzira means muntazira. So what is this? Yani we call to call that a ta'wil is to go light. Well, no. This is tahrif. In reality, that's a tahrif. That's more than a ta'wil. What drove them to this tahrif? Their denial that Allah could be seen. So based on this assumption of theirs and this opinion of theirs, then they're going to explain anything in the Quran or the Sunnah in accordance with their opinion here. Even if it means tahrif, like here. So Al-Tahawi said, لا ندخل في ذلك متأولين بآرائنا. We don't engage in this giving baseless reinterpretations by our mere opinions. ولا متوهمين
بأهلي
بأهوائنا.
no, no.
Yeah.
I paused because I didn't know if I was on speaker or not. So I like, wait a minute, let me say, no. هكذا.
ولا متوهمين. That's for the mushabbiha.
نعم.
ولا متوهمين. Nor do we engage in this issue as imaginers.
نعم.
By our whims.
بأهوائنا. No. So in this word ra'ina is what I wanted to ask. So is this
آرائنا.
connect? Nah, be ra'ina, but ra'ina. This word is connect is it has the same root as
That's the plural of ra'i.
nam. So that's what I was getting at, to find another usage of that. Okay, of that word.
Yeah. Our opinions.
Okay, nam.
Our opinions, and here, based on the context, he's saying our baseless opinions.
No.
Some opinions that someone might have that doesn't comply with the religious texts.
No. Because a scholar may have an opinion, but it's based on,
Yeah.
on the
That's a professional opinion there.
No. So I'm sorry, I didn't want to digress too much, but that's the word I wanted to, in context of what we were speaking about in terms of raw. No, so pardon the digression.
Oh no, it's all right, mashallah. Yani, this is. I feel like it's not really much of a digression. It is. We don't have to go into all those details, but this still helps us understand the topic. We're not far from the topic here. This is the meaning of these being af'alul qulub. So what we are really doing is understanding their meanings. Where's the cardial meaning in these verbs? So khala, we need to review. Za'ama, inshallah, we can review. Wajada wa alima. So wajadahu, مثلا وجده قويا, وجده عالما, وجده خبيثا كافرا. So this is from the heart. This what wedged. So those are the verbs that he listed for us. And he qualified them by saying al-qalbiyat, the ones that are cardial. فَتَنْصِبُهُمَا مَفْعُولَيْن. They make the mubtada and the khabar maf'uls, direct objects. نحو رأيت الله أكبر كل شيء. Like this line of poetry. رأيت الله أكبر كل شيء. So For sure. Yeah, this is a very good example because for sure this is not ru'yatul ayn. Because ru'yatul ayn, seeing Allah with the eye in the dunya, is religiously impossible. Religiously impossible. Not mentally impossible, religiously impossible. And no one saw Allah Ta'ala with the eye. No one. Not even the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And no one saw Allah. Yani, Prophet Muhammad saw Allah with his heart. So I don't know anyone else who saw Allah. Nah. And there's a hadith that denies that Allah will be seen with the eyes in the dunya. And anyone who claims to have seen Allah commits blasphemy, although it's not mentally impossible. And the source of his blasphemy is his uh, putting himself at a higher station than Moses in this regard. By claiming for himself what was denied of Moses, alayhi salatu wassalam. As you know, he said, Rabbi arini anzur ilayk. My Lord, arini, show me, meaning show me yourself. Anzur ilayk. Anzur is majzoom. Anzur. This fi'l mudari majzoom, and we write the ayah for you. He said, Rabbi, arini, anzur ilayk. Arini, يعني أرني نفسك is the تقدير. أنظر, this is جواب الأمر, the response to the request. I'm going to call it a request, since coming from the inferior to the superior. I could call it a command. That's not going to be technically wrong. But since coming from this inferior one to the superior one, I'll call it a request. The response to this request is, so, therefore, or so that I may, anzur ilayk, so that I may see you. My Lord, show me yourself so that I may see you. قال لن تراني. God said, you shall not see me, meaning in the dunya, with the eyes. Neither with the eyes nor in the dunya, even without the eyes. You won't see me, Musa. This is not for you in the dunya. So whoever claims that he saw Allah commits kufr. If Moses didn't see Allah, then someone else didn't see him, alayhi salatu wassalam. Someone lower than him. Also, another benefit since we're here. What was the response? Allah said to Moses, قَالَ لَن تَرَانِي. He said, لَن تَرَانِي, you shall not see me. So the Mu'tazila, they're going to say, yeah, right there is the proof. That's what we are saying. No, he's not going to see Moses because Allah can't be seen. It's right there. We're going to say to them, no. Because he wouldn't have asked if it weren't possible. They say he didn't know it was impossible. He asked and then he knew. Allah told him. Because don't forget, the Mu'tazila are saying it's impossible. Mentally impossible. We are saying Allah with the eyes is religiously impossible in the dunya. We have something very specific here. We are specifically saying Seeing Allah with the eyes in the dunya is religiously impossible. The Mu'tazila are saying seeing Allah is mentally impossible. It is an intellectual impossibility. So we say to them, if it were mentally impossible, Moses would have known that. Just by fact, by virtue of the fact that he requested it, shows that it's not mentally impossible, because it's not possible that he would request something while it's mentally impossible. So his question alone proves that it's not mentally impossible. They're going to say, well, Allah said, Lan tarani, you will not see me. So that proves that it's not possible. We're going to say, no, that doesn't prove that it's not possible. Just proves that he has been denied, not that it's not possible. And in fact, it actually, the way it's worded proves that it's possible. Do you recall how does this wording here, قَالَ لَن تَرَانِي, how does this prove that seeing Allah is possible? The answer is because he didn't say لَن أُرَى. He didn't say I am not seen. Then that would have proved that it's impossible. Instead of saying I am not seen, the ayah limits this denial in wording. The wording of the ayah limits the denial to Moses. If it were an absolute impossibility, there would be no meaning in limiting the denial to Moses. Because limiting the denial to Moses does not prove an impossibility. It doesn't prove the impossibility that the Mu'tazila want to extract from it. Like, for example, if someone said to you, give me some money. And then if you said to him, you will not get money from me. This means you don't have money? Not at all. It doesn't mean that by far. In fact, if someone said, give me some money, so you said to him, you will not get money from me, gives the impression that you have money. So, like that, this ayah in itself proves the possibility of seeing Allah by its wording because of limiting the denial to Moses instead of stating an absolute clear denial.
Ustad,
Yes?
so in the money one, I mean, because I don't want to, I don't want to say about the ayah, but like in that case for the money, meaning you will not get money from me now, meaning it could mean at another point you will get money, but you will not get money, and then implied it could also imply now.
Yeah, it could be now or never.
No, no. But it doesn't mean that the person uh cannot give the money, or the money cannot be received by the person
Correct.
if it was given. No, I don't want to bring into the ayah because I'm not qualified, but this is what I understand for the
Correct.
mind.
It doesn't mean that he doesn't have money. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have money. It doesn't mean
No,
never give him money necessarily, but it could mean that he won't give it to him into the future. Could mean.
no, no.
It's vague in that regard. Whether it means now or never, that's vague, but doesn't deny for sure explicitly, nor does it deny that he has money. Like that, the ayah doesn't uh, deny that Allah can be seen. It rather, for the scholars, it confirms that Allah can be seen. That in itself, lan tarani, that in itself, for the scholars, is a proof that Allah can be seen, that it's possible. طيب, mashallah. Allah will for us to stick to ru'ya today. Subhanallah.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Mufid, MashaAllah. Barakallahu feekum.
Any questions?
Uh, no, I'm gonna review it. And I brought the Tahawi only because of the word. I wanted to.
Yes. No, that's good.